Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Brightpoint Infotech podcast, where we'll dive into latest trends and strategies in the world of enterprise technology. I'm your host, Premjit Singh, and today we are talking about some big news that's got Microsoft Dynamics community talking. Dynamics GP, a cornerstone for many businesses, is officially on a farewell tour, with full support coming to an end in 2029. That's right, after years of speculation, Microsoft has finally set the countdown. So, what does this mean for tens of thousands of businesses still using Dynamics GP? And more importantly, how we can make this transition an opportunity rather than a challenge. And today I'm excited to have Shannon Walsh with me. Shannon is our sales head for North America at Brightpoint Infotech. It's great to have you back, Shannon, on the show.
Thanks, Premjit. As always, great to be here. I mean, this is such an important topic because Dynamics GP, I mean, it's been the backbone for so many businesses. And, I can see this transition feeling a bit overwhelming at first, but for these organizations, but I truly do believe like it's a chance to reimagine how your business operates and set yourself up for the future.
Right, absolutely, Shannon. So let's kick things off with a timeline here. So Microsoft has announced that
Yep.
September 30th, 2029 will mark the end of support for GP product updates, regulatory changes, and technical assistance. Beyond that, they will continue to with the security patches until April 30th, 2031. But the clock is definitely ticking. So what's your take on that?
I mean, that's exactly right. I mean, I think people when they hear 2029, I mean, it feels like a lot of time to figure things out,
Right.
but anyone who's been through an ERP transition, migration, upgrade, you can categorize as that, knows it's not something you can rush. So it's just about the technical side. It's about giving your team the time to adapt and really get comfortable with the changes. So 5 years sounds like a long runway, but when
Right.
you factor in things like planning, implementation, and training, it's not really that far away as it seems.
Exactly, and which is why it's crucial for businesses to start thinking strategically. And Shannon, for Brightpoint, Infotech has been a Microsoft business solution partner since
Yep.
2012, and we have supported Dynamics GP for over a decade. I know you have seen many companies grapple with similar transitions. What's your advice to GP users facing this announcement?
Yeah, very good question, Premjit. So from my experience, the most important thing is to start planning early, right? So I've seen businesses wait too long, thinking they have plenty of time, and then find themselves, in a mad dash when everyone else is, scrambling for help, right? So partners
Right.
scrambling to help them. So recommendation, early movers, really have that advantage, so they can take their time to figure it out, what they need, explore their options, and approach the transition, thoughtfully instead of reacting under pressure. Okay, and honestly, continuing to run such a critical system without
Right.
support past 2029 is a huge risk, right? This just goes without saying, right? And it's not just about losing out on features, it's about missing out on essential updates for compliance or quick fixes for any, unexpected issues. Um, and without that safety net, like even minor system hiccups, that can turn into major problems. So if you're still on GP, now's the time to think ahead and put a solid plan in place.
Right, Shannon. Now, I know one of the questions on everybody's mind is where to go next. For many SMBs, Microsoft Business Central has
Yeah.
been pitched as a natural fit. What's your take on Business Central as a potential successor for GP?
Well, Microsoft Dynamics Business Central, I mean, it's a fantastic option for a lot of businesses. And what I like and what, our clients have been saying is how it connects with other tools.
Right.
that many are already using, right? So things like Microsoft 365 or the Power Platform for building, line of business applications. But honestly, the biggest win is the opportunity to think beyond that replacement mindset. And this is a chance to, step back and ask, what does my business really need going forward? And it's about building for the future and not just replicating the past.
Right, right. So, Shannon, and the ecosystem around Business Central does add a lot of value. I agree with that. Now, let's talk about the roadblocks because we all know ERP migration aren't without their challenges. What should businesses prepare for in terms of data migration?
Data migration is always one of the trickiest parts, and I've seen businesses try to move everything over from their old systems. And what that does, it just creates unnecessary complications.
Hmm.
So, my advice or our advice from our organization is start fresh where you can. Bring over just the essentials, the data you need to keep, operations smooth, and leave really the clutter behind. It's like, the analogy is it's like moving to a new house, right? You don't
Right.
want to bring every single thing from the attic if it's not useful anymore.
Yeah, Shannon, that's a good approach.
Yeah.
Why carry over the clutter when you can start fresh, right? And as for the ISVs, it's amazing to see how Microsoft has evolved the app source ecosystem to support more industry-specific needs.
Yeah.
Uh, so, all right. So, if you are a GP user listening to this right now, what's your next step? Shannon, if you could distill your advice down to a few actionable steps, what would they be?
Yeah, I mean, if you're listening to this and you're wondering where to start, here's our advice. Take a close look at how you're using GP today. Ask yourself the question, what's working, what isn't. Um, Use that as your baseline, okay? And then map out a realistic timeline for your transition. And most importantly, don't wait too long. Starting early gives you the breathing room to make thoughtful decisions and avoid any last minute stress. So, and of course, reach out to someone within the community. I mean, I know that the GP community is massive, and many organizations go to various different Microsoft events, and have those discussions. And then, partners like Brightpoint Infotech, we've been helping, numerous companies transition from GP over to Business Central. So we're here to help every step of the way and help you navigate through this very strategic decision.
Great. Thank you for that advice, Shannon. And to our listeners, this transition doesn't have to be overwhelming. And with the right partners and an early start, you can turn this into an opportunity to boost your business's efficiency and scalability. And before we wrap up, I just want to remind everyone, if you have any questions or need any support, please reach out to us. We are here to make sure your journey from Dynamics GP to your next ERP is as smooth and strategic as possible.
Thanks, Prem. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Shannon, once again. And this is a wrap on our today's podcast episode. Shannon, thank you once again for joining us, and to our listeners. If you found this episode helpful, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and please feel free to reach out to us with any questions, suggestions on topic that you would like to cover in the next podcast. And until next time, this is Premjit Singh and Shannon Walsh signing off. Thank you, Shannon, once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.